Okay, let's get started with the video. First off, we're going to start from this thing over here. As you grow, you're going to be able to do this stuff. Then you're going to get to this, and eventually you're going to get to this part over here, which I highly suggest you start with it and do it. And you're going to need these sets to upgrade them from class evaluation, equipment, and when you start voting, you're going to need to make this kind of weapon. When you have 4, you can combine them, then you're going to get purple, and you randomly obtain one of the items. The next thing you're going to get when you get to a certain ultimate level, this thing is going to open. You're going to need 10 points for everything. 10 kills, excuse me, to unlock the next one, and go so on. The evolution over here, when you go from this part, don't plus this stuff. When you get the golden crystals, that's when you're going to start plusing them +5. And for the crisp plusing, you're just going to get this stuff eventually from drops or from boxes. And when you get them, you're going to click to this book over here, and you're going to see which one of the purples you cannot get from drops and which one you need to plus, so you can make all of these golden ones. What drops, you can click over here, and as you can see down below what you're going to get. Cursor boss, highly suggest to do it if you're a new player. You're earning these points over here, which you can buy pets that you're going to need, and also from there you're going to get this equipment. The other equipments you won't going to be using, you're just going to recycle them. They're going to be over here, but your goal is to get these red ones. And since we're over here on the pet, I'm just going to go with it. First thing first, you need damage and damage reduction crystals to up them. Usually don't put crystals that aren't at least that level. The purple ones are not good. Over here, this thing you should be focusing sort of on your main pet. What you need to do for it is go over here, and you're going to get a bunch of these drills, and just focusing on getting parts like this one, because you're 100% going to get them, and focus on your main animal. For me personally, this one is the best, then this one, then this guy, then the kid, then the pig, and lastly is the rabbit. Skins, maybe you're going to get, maybe you won't, doesn't really matter. It gives some stats. For the feeding, from all the materials you see over here, the materials you should be using is everything without this for the soul, because you're going to need this for your relics, and everything else you can use them. When you have your mount on stage 9, you can start using the mount stones to feed them. When you have max soul on all of your heroes, you can use that. Same thing goes for hero gravestone. Same thing goes for armor when it's maxed. Same things go for wing when it's stage 9. When your main dragon is evolution stage 25, and if you want all your other dragons to be evolution stage 15, after that you can use this material to feed your pet. Spirit evolution, same thing as the dragon one, a matter of choice. When you have plus 500 set, you can start using this to feed your pet. You don't get quite much from plusing your set, and everything else you can just use it. The scrolls, you use them when your skills are level 15, so before that you don't need to use them. Now that's basically for the pets. Next thing over here is the cross area. So every Saturday, like today, there's some kind of event, 1v1, partner against partner, so 2v2 and 3v3 teams. Last one is 50 against 50. So you can join it. The reason why you want to join it, because here from the exchanging you're going to get these points over here, and you're going to need these points to get the pig, to get the relic, and when they're maxed, if you're going for it, you're going to just go for the soul experience, so you can up your heroes. From this part over here, the exchange shop, the only thing you need are these 2 relics to max your relic and just to get one time the pig. Same thing goes for here, but first thing you're going to punch this set, and after you're done, every day you're going to punch one of these relic dreams, because you're going to need it. For over here, same thing, you're going to punch, you're buying first the set, then you're going to buy a mount set sort of, and then you're buying the pig, then you're buying the relic. When you're done with all this stuff, you're just going to buy these Q scrolls for armor and wings. That's for the fashion shop. Over here, when you're a beginner, you can buy these scrolls and use them. They're going to help you about your mount and get some extra stats, but I don't do it anymore. I don't want to spend my diamond months for that. Dragons, this one die really easily. On these ones, you need murder weapon to do damage, and your murder weapon have effect. So I have only on Serio. The reason why your dragon needs to be at least level 100. Your dragon must be with evolution spirit stage 25, and also your dragon, I believe nothing else actually for him. Your pet needs to be at least level 90, I think, and also you need to at least 1.5 k critical, so your item to work, and your murder weapon needs to be at least 60 or maybe it was 59% effect. That's for that. The reason how you can kill them is if you're donating, or if you have the lifetime investment that you're going to get 500 temper each day. You can just buy a Vic pack and this dragon skull. When you buy this, you can just go over here. From this you can out hunt any monster around the maps. You can blitz at one time everything from these trial and material dungeons, and the arena, only this part. Over here for the arena, you are going to maybe kill everyone, maybe you won't. The ranking is about who's going to get the most sort of kills, nothing more. If you have more battle rate score, you're going to be first. Because I need the material, I'm just going to get it to be first, because server is going to restart in 10 minutes and the other guy is probably out, isn't playing right now, so it doesn't really matter. So that's for this, and for the leader realm, you're going to attack the guy who has less battle rate score than you. Just focus on getting them to lower number. If you cannot find the first or the second one with good numbers that you can attack, you're clicking the ranking challenge and it's going to restart each time. So that's what you're doing for that. Ultimate level, I suggest you just skip this one, and oops, excuse me, and this one for the crescents. Everything else you should open them as you have the ultimate level to boost the stars of them, but you should blitz the ones that you need the material. Right now I need a milestone, so I'm blitzing that. And over here I suggest you do all of them at first. When you get all these from over here, you're going to get every one of them to level 5, and when you get everyone to level 5, you're going to focus on Hades. The effect is going to be the best one you can use right now as an end game. At the beginning, the better thing was to use this thing that gives you a chance to attack before the enemy, or one of your heroes to attack before someone else. So it's useful, but right now in the end game, these things, the Hades gives you much more a chance of winning or dodging or stuff like that. Next thing, for the multi-dungeon, over here there are new dungeons that are called Inferno. For them, in order you to get this first set, so from Inferno you're going to get this divine equipment, that if you're a beginner, just get full equipment and stop doing this Inferno. If you cannot do them, you can always ask someone from your server. 100% there's going to be someone who can do them. When you're done, when you get to this level, so you need ultimate level 7, you're going to start doing only this dungeon. And before that, if you can, from this Inferno dungeon, if you're going to get this blood, so your focus over here is to get this stage 3 and stage 5 on all of these dragons before you start doing the last dungeon that I just showed you. And over here, at least try to get all to blood stage 1, or if you can, to someone to blood stage 5. And after you're done with that, you're just going to do the last dungeon that's going to give you this material that you can upgrade, and this the biggest boost you can get sort of for your main character, the stats for your hero. Next thing is trials. All of these things you can do eventually. In order to do this one, you're fighting yourself. You're just going to need your hero, and using Hellkeeper in front, you're going to be in the back, so you can finish all the floors. For the mount, before you blitz it, you can challenge it. You're blitzing it, and then you're challenging it again, and you're getting 10 mount stones as a bonus. Next thing you can do is material dungeons. Eventually, as you go stronger, you are going to finish each one of them. If you're a VIP, you're going to be able to do all of this stuff and get a little bit bonus things. Over here, this thing, the immortals, you can do it once a week. So basically for it, if you're a beginner, you're just going to do the 2k points. When you get to, let's say, 40-50k 50 million battle rate score, you're going to do 4k. If you have murder weapon before that, you may try to 6, but if you're with 50 million battle rate score, you should be able to do this last one as well. But for beginners, you're just going to do this for the 2k. For the meat, the thing you can do is when you go in, you need to get 160 points before you kill the boss. So if you see the boss, just skip it and go back for it later. This thing, you're going to get eventually some dragons, and as you go stronger, you're just going to complete all of them, so don't worry about it. And the next thing from over here, I don't suggest you use a lot of this stuff. You're going to get a bunch of free heroes, and you can and you're going to go in Blacksmith and you're just going to sacrifice one of the heroes you don't need anymore and a hero you have maxed, and you can recruit the lower heroes you don't have, and you can boost them. The boosting for the heroes is called Stormant, and Stormant means that you need to have the active hero and you need to have the hero once more to activate him. When you activate one time, you can upgrade all of these things, but upgrading him to the last stage, so that means 5 times, you're going to get bonus percentages for your hero. And if your hero is, let's say, 4 stars, he's going to get 3 or 4 or 5, and it just really matters what your hero level is going to be, or just one effect. That's for them. Worshipping over here, I suggest you go for your self worship. Multi-client, every day you're just going to check in so you can get bonus stuff. Shard store, if you have wing shards or mount shards, just divorce them over here if you don't want the wings. If you want to have at least every time one of the wings, you're just going to combine the 20 shards, you're going to get the mount or the wings, and every time you get the same shards, you're just going to use them over here. So I basically go for materials that I can upgrade my mount or fit my pet, so I'm focused on this stuff. These wild cards, you should never get them, but yeah, you're just going to focus on materials. As you're a beginner, you should focus on these two as well. You need especially the field ring, because when it gets to stage 5, you can get free HP regeneration. So that's for that. And next thing, I don't think there's anything else. So over here you can worship every day these 10 people, and you're going to get 200 battle rate score or more. Over here, if you have events that you have missed, you're going to click the one click and get some free things. Don't use the advanced one, because it's going to take from your diamonds. So far for this is what I can say. For the settings, this is how your settings should be looking. If you use the sound and the music, it doesn't matter, but for shaking and showing player, this matters, because you won't have any kind of whack, because some people start having it. As for what you should use is progression. Just see the dragons I'm using for everyone. You can switch them if you want, but this is how I'm using them. Backup, your backup is going to be your 4 main heroes that you have in your team, and the next heroes that are the next strongest. They should be all 5 stars, or if you have 6-star hero. As for because not everyone has Pandora and not everyone has 6-star heroes, what I suggest you do is, if you have Pandora, she should be first, you should be second, third. If you have only 6-star heroes, should be Apollo. In 4th position should be Zeus, and in 5th position you can put Medusa. If you have 5-star heroes only, first hero position should be Wava, second should be you, third position should be Captain Octopus, 4th position should be Void Sorceress, and 5th position should be Grand Swordsman. If you want more PvP sort of going, first position should be Hellkeeper. That's all for that. If first position is Hellkeeper, you should focus in him to be the max level or the void sorcerers, because both of them are going to attack before any of the other heroes, even if they're on 5th position. Next thing is going to be over here for the mid. So this is from the dungeon that I showed you. You're first going to activate this guy, then you're going to activate the paladin that can rest you. You're going to use this one for fighting, and when you upgrade both of them, you can upgrade their skills from this thing. So your metering crystal, you're going to use it over here. I speak about the class escalation. I speak about the blood. The divine is this material that I showed you, so you're going to need it because you're going to get a lot of battle rate score from this and a lot of stats, and you're going to get all of these as bonus. So you should go and focus on that. These two things you're going to get from the trial dungeon, so you should focus in on getting it from there. The server just started. Okay, so let's continue. For the next thing over here, in order to have your juice staying from in your mail, you should have your bag full, and from grow contest you're just going to start claiming them. You're going to start from the last one to the first one, and they're going to stay over here. You should do this only for the relics, because you're going to need them for this event that we got today. You're going to need 100 drills every day to get all these points from smashing. So in order to get these 2000 points, you're just going to need 100 or 102 drills. So that's why you should save them, and you're getting a bunch of gold, evolution scroll, some kind of material, and some kind of pet that if you have, you can just use it on the shard store. Next thing, if you're a beginner, you're not going to be able to get to these 50k points, but as you go advanced, you're just going to get a bunch of boxes like this, and you can get the points from there, or just when you exchange stuff for materials over here in the shard store. Next thing is trial. As you play more and more, you're going to get your heroes to level 60, and you're just going to switch your heroes to the next one, and so go on, so you can get some extra stats, let's say. For your heroes, what you should be doing is focusing on one hero to be your main, but first thing is one hero to level 10, then every other hero to level 10, then 20, and so go on. When you have all your heroes to level 80, focus on your main character to get to level 110. Upgrade, same things goes. You should focus in on getting them at least to stage 20, and after that you can just use your material if you want to feed your pet, but I'm focusing a little bit on Zeus too. If you have 6-star heroes, you should focus on getting them to stage 25. Evolution, you are going to get eventually to stage 25, that is the max, and after that you're going to start upgrading the heroes that are your backup. For the souls, the same thing, you're going to eventually max it, and when you have everything maxed, you're just going to be able to use it on feeding your pet. Same things for the crescent. Right now you cannot use them for these effects. You should focus on your main, but you should have some points on your other heroes as well, and when you max them, just save your material right now, and eventually they're probably going to add it to feed your pet. Smart, I explained that. Artifact, try to get stage 5 on this hero, then on the next, then you're going to try to get to stage 10 on every other hero, and focus on your main hero for the staging, as I'm doing right now. For the equipment, as you can see, there are some if you plus 10, plus 15, you should focus on first and mainly on your main hero. That should be Pandora or Sorceress if you have only 5-star heroes. Next thing is for the skills. As you're a beginner, you're going to use the healing and the defense to pass some stuff. As you get more and more points, you're going to use Mystic and Duelist. At first you're going to use Mystic, and when you get to the end game you're just going to use probably Duelist. Eventually you're going to get this from Endless Towers and max it to level 50, and after that every material that you get over here you're just going to use it on your pet. That's all. Over here you should focus on getting this to 5, then these 2 skills, and then focusing on getting this skill to level 10, and you can focus on getting this part over here that is for damage rate, and eventually you are going to max on this stuff and on these 2 things. And that's all for skills. Faction, the points, I suggest you go level 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, then 20, 20, 20, and you don't get a lot of things, so don't waste it. Every week what you save over here you can use it, or if you have an event that wants this kind of points, you're just going to use them. Then over here it doesn't matter, it gives these points over here for the academy to be able to plus it, so it's some other choice if you're going to use them, but you can just do the first ones or whatever you like. For the crown, I suggest you go for all of this stuff. If you can go to every of these events. I'm not in the game when they're going, so I don't have them. Next thing is the Blacksmith. As I said, you're going to focus on getting to plus 550, maybe if you want to spend more money, but plus 500 is the max you should be getting. It's pretty expensive after that to upgrade it, and you need the gold to level up your hero. The level upping of your hero is when you upgrade your talents. For the sockets, don't buy drills, you're going to get them from events, so eventually you're going to get all the slots on every equipment, and you should focus on getting critical, defense and attack, and everything else is just going to come. You also can combine 2 defense critical, and after that you can just add 1 critical if you want. For the enchantments, this stuff you're going to get from events. Eventually they're going to get everyone to level 10, and you're just going to see what if you want defenses or what effect maybe on every of the equipment, and equip them. Refine, on the reforged you should focus on getting critical and attack on every of the equipments, and after that you can just start refining them. And refine them, you should focus on getting 10 refines, then 50, then it was 100 I believe, and so go on. For the trial, you're going to get all parts to stage 1, stage 3, 5, 7 and 10. Eventually you're going to max it out, and this material eventually they're going to add it and you can use it to feed your pet. For the game synchronization, you should focus in on getting all this stuff to have in stock, so because you're going to need them for the event to make from level 5 to level 9 game, so you should focusing on saving this a little bit from them, and they cost gold as well. These things over here that you're going to get, eventually you're just going to plus them, doesn't really matter when and how. You're just going to get a bunch of materials. This thing you're going to get it, and you just use it over here on your main dragon. So if you're a fire, you're going to use it on fire or earth or anything else. When you get one to level 30, you're going to focus on getting every other dragon to level 10, and then you're going to go back and focus on your main dragon. For the ultimate levels over here, you should focus in on getting this damage reduction or damage rate over here. Choose one of them or just focusing on one. Maybe I will start and go on the damage rate, because this is what you need in endgame. Over here you're going to get all of these materials eventually. You're going to plus them and you're going to make them max, and to make them on 3 stars you're going to need a lot of materials like this, and that's going to cost you. And this material you're going to get it from one of the dungeons. Next thing is the wings. As I said, you should focus on getting them to stage 9, and when you're done you're going to get this skill to at least level 2, and you're going to max out these 2 skills that I showed you you can get from the exchange shop. Appearance, if you want more rings you're going to try to get all of them. This thing you're going to get every day, so you're just going to use it. Over here same thing, you're going to level up critical first to level 10 and then everything else, and when you're done with everything else you're just going to focusing after that on critical again. So when everything is 10 you're going to get critical to 20 and so go on. Over here you have one more update that you should be doing, and eventually if you do against the light boss in the dungeon you're just going to get this material, and if you have 20 of it you should be using 20 of this one, and your effect of the damage is going to come back. But this effect goes if you attack the light boss. Next thing is dragon. You should focus on getting every of the dragons to level 40. This dragon you need to have some kind of amber spent to unlock it. This one you're going to unlock it when you have 1.5 million battle rate score, and you're going to choose a main dragon. For me this one is the best. Fire next, then it's critical, then it's light, earth, and last is cold. When you get all your dragons to level 40 you're going to focus on getting every dragon to level 80. From 40 to 80 you need about 4.2 to 4.5 million dragon dust to get them. The dragon soul you're going to focus on using it on your main dragon, and as I said the soul, spirit, and the evolution you're going to get them to stage 25. If you want evolution on the other dragons to get to 50 you're going to need this in order to use this frame over here. So in order to plus this your dragon needs to be at least evolution level 15. That's why I have all my dragons to evolution stage 15. And over here you should focus on getting every to at least level 10 and then focus on your main. To unlock all these slots you're going to need Ember for Dragon Sense. So basically if you don't have the lifetime investment or you won't invest, you're going to have one or two slots only, I suppose. And if you have every of the slots you should use on every of the materials, and again you're going to get level 1 to everyone, then to level 2, and eventually you're going to get everyone to level 7, then to 8, and the resistance stone you're eventually going to get them. The drill you can get over here is from bravery shop, so you can get 20 of these drills every day and you can use them, but you first need to complete these 2 relics before you go for it. Next thing is the armor. For the armor eventually you're going to open all of these armors, and that's it. Actually for the skills over here you should max the first skill. You should get the last skill maybe upgraded eventually. The skill before it you should focus on maxing it, and the one before it, and the other ones they're not the most important, but you can plus them as well, but the first one should be maxed out. Over here same thing goes. You're going to get every of this one to level 1, and eventually when you have the material that you're going to get from the trial dungeon, you're just going to use it, and you're going to make everyone to level 2, then to level 3, and so go on. You're going to get much more stats and battle rate score by that than focusing only on one. These things over here, these parts you can get from different events sometimes, so it's a matter of luck. All of these parts you're going to get from the trial dungeon. Next thing, actually the relics are going to be in the end. Mount, you should focus on getting it to stage 9, and after that use your materials to feed your pet. Over here for these stones, as I said, when you get your set, you're just going to +1, +1, +1, then +2, then you're going to evolve to the next stage and goes on. Over here you're going to get this from the treasure hunting, so you're going to get these stones from there, and the refinements as well, and you should focus on again getting 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and again same thing. Over here you should focus in, maybe if you want, on your main dragons that are S class or double S class, or you should just focus in on the little ones, or if you want to have everyone to the max, but you're going to focus only on one dragon, then you're going to go to the next dragon. Over here you should focus in on this when you get the event, and it gives quite a lot of battle rate score, so you should focus in. You can refresh it from over here. As you can see, mine is almost to 144 mood, so that's going to make it faster. These materials you can get sometimes from the event that is, or if there is a grow event you can get a lot of materials for that as well. Next thing for the Astros, so in order to open the next slots you're just going to need to level up your heroes. For this one you need ultimate level 10 on your main hero and level 100 over here for every other of the heroes. You're going to focus on getting every of the red ones to level 10, and you're going to need a lot of gold. So when you get to ultimate level 10 you're going to focus on getting everything to be divine red. So when you get to divines you're just going to go over here to the advance, and as you can see I just spent it, so you should go for the max gold for the red, okay, and you should use this one to get points over here that you can use to upgrade your effect, and you should focus on getting damage rate and damage reduction from buying over here. In order to buy you need to get this stuff, so you need to use a lot of gold over here to get more points so you can buy them, and or maybe drop a divine of any of this kind. And that's it for the divines. Next thing is your land. So on your land you should focus on getting to upgrade this one. I need one more, so tomorrow is going to get maxed. For the plunder you should plunder people who are not playing, but I don't care and I just go for 5 plunders, the first 5 I get, or I just go if someone plunder me for revenge and plunder them back. For the pets you should do this every day, so you're just going to open this stuff and go for the challenge, I guess. Missions, if you're a beginner you should do all of this stuff. You can get some free materials, gold and stuff like that. I usually just do only 2 to get them for the land chest, nothing else, because I don't spend a lot of time in the game anymore. You should pray for some people because you need it for your land goal to get the land chest. You don't get much from it, but it's free, so you should do it. For over here, if you're a beginner you should collect every day everything you get. If you are advanced you can just claim 3 and leave the other ones. For the claim blitz, you should just focus on getting to 500 points. If you have more of this you can focusing on getting to 800 or 1500, so it's a matter of choice. You're going to get these bonus plus 5s, so you can use them sometimes. And if you don't have a lot of these materials and you need it for the events that I said that you are going to need in the Blacksmith to save, you can always use them then and get more materials. And so for the Dragon combo, when you get to a new level, what you should focus in on from over here, this corner to this part, the dragon is going to be somewhere over there, and this thing you need to kill on every level, and from over this corner over here, the chest. So basically what you want to do is you're just going for the dragon, so you're going to go around this stuff. I usually go for the ruins, or because I have quite bad luck with the wings, and for the wings you can get let's say you're going to get minus 10 points or this and use only one move. It doesn't really matter. So when you get your dragon, if you don't have all your points, the dragon is going to give you 50. So if you still don't have 100, you should go for the chest. If you have 100, you should just go and go to the next level. That's it. When you have, let's say, 20 moves left, you're going to use this bomb. You're going to use somewhere over here to see where the boss is, so you can get faster to him, and that's all. I don't do this because I don't play much and it doesn't really matter to me, but this is the main material for your dragon level upping, the dragon dust, so you're going to get from here. And that's basically it for the dragon combo. I'm just going to finish it since I'm over here. And the last thing I'm going to be speaking is about the relics, which is sort of the most important. So for the leveling of the relics, because not most of the people won't have murder weapon and ground power, but if you do have them, you should focus on them. But for the level, you should get all the relics that are on your hero to level 10. On all the other heroes, you should focusing on getting every of the other relics to level 5, and eventually you're just going to get your main relics to level 15. Then you're going to get from all the other relics you're trying to use on your backup teams, you're going to get them to level 10, and these are the 3 main relics that you need to get to level 20. And after that you can just focus on getting all your other relics to level 15 and the ones that are on your heroes. For the evolution, you're eventually going to evolve them. Over here for the ruins, you should focus on getting critical ruins, so let's say something like this, or just something that is prestige or attacking has really good points, and you should focus on getting red ones. Eventually you're going to get you're getting more swords as the relic level goes up. And that's it for the runes. This is the kind of runes you should be focusing on getting prestige and attack and critical, of course. For the blessing, over here you can, if you cannot evolve your relic, you can always get more percentage from over here, but it's quite expensive at some point, and you're getting only about 600 of these points every week from the dungeon, the Immortals. But you should focus on getting murder weapon ground power effect, and you should focus on getting the ones that are on your main character, and the other ones should be this one that can charm the enemy and the Medusa one that can stone them. And after that you can just focus on stuff that can give you a bonus damage rate percentages. For the equipment, which is the most important, most of the people are going to have, let's say, 6 swords on their main character and 4 swords on every of the other characters. I'm going to go over quickly why I use all these relics, or and what kind of relic you should be using on your hero if you don't have murder weapon and grand power, and that's going to be after I go over the review of my relics. For this one, this gives you bonus damage. When you hit with this one, it attacks all the other enemies, even if the attack was only targeting one of the enemy. This one gives you a shield that can protect you. This one can give you again bonus damage. This gives you bonus damage. This gives you bonus damage. You should use this one if you have all the swords, as you can see, because it can clear debuff, and that's really important for your main hero. And because most of the time, let's say you're going to have only Pandora or Void Sorceress, you should have the heart on you, so you're going to be a second one probably who's going to attack, and you can charm the enemy. Pandora her skill is charming, so there's no point of using it. You can use it on the sorceress, but I prefer to use it on me, because sometimes the sorceress dies before me, and it's more effective like that. For Pandora, the things I use, because she's going to attack first, reducing the enemy with 15 rage, so this is important thing to use. Medusa, you should use it. This marks the enemy and can reduce the criticals, you should use that one. This one reduces their critical rate again, you should use it. These relics don't debuff each other. If she dies, she can imprint. If she gets attacked, excuse me, she can imprint the enemy, so the skill that the Hellkeeper does. That's what this does. Because she is really important, I'm using dodge on her. This can clear some debuffs again, or save her from debuffs, that's why I use it. And this one just gives her a little bit more attack. For the Ground Swordsman, I use this one because it gives defense. This is because it's going to reduce enemy's defense. And this one gives him bonus damage. The Arc Wheel, the thing what it does is give bonus attack in the enemies in the back, in your allies in the back, and defense in the front. And this one just can heal because I don't have our relics to put on him. For the sorceress, this reduces the critical. You cannot use this with this tool, it debuffs. This one increases the defense, and because she's in the front, I'm using it to her. This can blind the enemy. You cannot use this on Pandora with some of the relics because they're debuffing each other. This relics debuffs quite a lot of others. This one can cost Satana, so basically it's going to take a bunch of HP from the enemy. And this thing gives a bonus attack to your allies when you start the game, so it helps. On Zeus, because he does really big damage, you're using Dragon Head, and Galil, because this thing give bonus attack. You're also using the Vampire Mask because he doesn't have quite a lot of defense, and this can regain his HP. I use the Field Call because it gives bonus defense. I use the Titan's Power because it can revive him if he dies. It has a really little chance, but it can happen, and it's important to him, but it never happened for me. So I guess some of these relics maybe debuffs this one, but I don't know, so that's why. And this thing, it can stack again, give more damage, and this one is a better hero healing than these two relics, that's why I use it on him. So if you don't have all these heroes and you have 6 swords and 4 swords, the relics you should use, this is the last thing I'm going to say about. You're going to use all these 3 relics, you're going to get them, you're going to get this relic as well, so you should use it too, the charming. And I'm not sure if you can freely get this relic, but if you can, you should use it. If not, you should just use something that can help you heal, like this 2 stuff, let's say. The next hero you should focus in on should be your Void Sorceress, because she's going to be a hero that's going to attack first in your team. So on her, what you want to put is Medusa. So on the source you're going to put the Medusa, you're going to put the Demon Flag, you're going to put this ring on her, and the Blind. These are the 4 relics that you're going to use on your Void Sorceress. The next hero, let's say if you're using Hellkeeper, you're going for PvP and you're not using Guava, but if you're using Guava, you're going to use the same relics for him. So what you want to put on the Hellkeeper should be the Evil Eye. The next thing should be these 2 chance of getting immune from enemy's attack, and also you want to use this for the revival, because his skill can help you a lot. Next hero in the 3rd position, as I said, should be Captain Octopus. For him, the things you want to use is going to be this thing for excuse me. So you should be using this Field Core to increase his defense. You should be using also one second. You should be using this Arc Wheel. You should be using this for the defense, and you should be using this Export Word as well. And for Grand Swordsman, what you want to use is the Thunder. You also want to use Archangel, and you want to use Dragon Head and Glue. Dragon Head and Vampire Mask. So some of the relics you may get from all this stuff. So Loki's Mirror for the dodge, if you get it, you can use it on your main hero instead of the reverse from some kind of debuffs or some kind of healing aura. And that's basically it. The main relics you need to use on your heroes for the 4 slots should be, as I said, the ones that you can see over here on your hero are these 4, this one, and let's say from Pandora, this is an important relic, this one as well, this one, and the Dark Wheel. So these 3 are important. These 2 are optional, but they're still important, and if you have slots you should use them on your main hero, or on the Evil Eye you should use it on a hero that's in the front. For in the relics that you can see over here, the important ones are these 2 that can increase attack and defense, and this one that can mark the enemy and reduce their damage. You should use this kind of relics on multi-attacking, so that's why I prefer using Guava, because I can use some kind of relic that can debuff a bunch of enemy and not like Hellkeeper attack exactly only one enemy. Over here, the reducing of the critical is important, the blinding the enemy as well, and over here, Ground Power and Dragon Head are the other 2 important, and the optimal ones are Titan Spark, Field Core, and Vampire Mask. So when you get more than 4 slots, but it's pretty expensive to start getting more than 4, I think for this one, for the 5th slot you need 200 or 150 relic deals, so it's pretty expensive, and if you don't donate then it's going to take you a lot of time, because you can exchange it through every event, so you can get 20 from most of the events, or over here from exchanging melodies that you can refresh and get 1400 points. That's where you can get them, and that's what I've always focused on. And basically this is what I want to say for the game. There's nothing more to say, to be honest. That's it. I hope the video was helpful, and I don't know if I'm going to do more videos about the game, but maybe after 1 year, if they add something else, I'm just going to make a video for it. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you.